Hello, and welcome to the RotoWire Fantasy Soccer Show. We're back talking Wednesday's Champions League slate at DraftKings. I'm Adam Zdroik, joined by Luis Pacheco. Luis, unfortunately, we cannot talk about our winnings because we're doing this before Tuesday's slate. But you said before the show, you're getting first, I'm getting second, and we're just taking all the money. Are
Yeah,
we doing that for Wednesday as well then? Just back to
yeah.
back?
If I win all the money, I win the $1 million on the contest. I might not be doing this now. So hey, good thing,
That's
right?
true. That's true. So it
I
might
mean,
have someone else next week. Actually, you are traveling, so there will be someone else
yeah,
next
it will
week.
be
So I
someone
guess
else.
so
Not
maybe
for the
you're either traveling or you won all the money. Either one of those. We'll,
yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Hey, it is what it is.
So Wednesday slate, we have two away favorites, which
Yeah,
isn't normal, I guess you could say, especially on a two-game slate. So it makes it kind of different than your regular two big home favorites, and you want to stack those teams. So I think there's ways to go here for the home teams, but we got Bayern Munich. Their implied goal total is 2.36 home against Salzburg, who are down at 1.16. And then Liverpool are at Inter Milan. Liverpool implied goal total 1.66, and Inter Milan is 1.30. In case you're watching this live, we are just going off of our cheat sheet at rotowire.com. If you want a free 10-day trial, rotowire.com/soccer trial, you can get that. No credit card required. But yeah, the slate, DraftKings released the prices, but they have not released the actual slate. So we're just going off the cheat sheet, but I mean it has everything we need, so it's
yeah,
not really like it's going to change anything for us. But Luis, we have Robert Lewandowski at 10,000. His goal odds are -210. I was looking at for Tuesday's slate. We have Lionel Messi at he's +120, and he was 9,800. Obviously, better floor, but I mean, $200 more for Lewandowski, and he seems at -200. Like
yeah,
it's I guess any slate that Lewandowski plays in, it's kind of like you either have Lewandowski and he gets 30 points, or you don't have Lewandowski and you're gonna lose, that kind of thing.
yeah. And he's regarding the floor. I mean, Lewandowski it seems to have 4 or 5 shots every match, this is a fraudulent away match. I think Salzburg is like 30 miles away from Munich. Is
Yeah.
further. I mean, I think they travel further. Yeah, they did to go to Bochum to Dusseldorf than they had to do to Salzburg. So is Bayern Munich, which actually put all the firepower this weekend, and they go spank by Bochum, but hey, they still have a lot of fantasy points. Then is Salzburg, which is we like Salzburg have Brendan Aarons on there, but it's not much to probably one of the best teams in the continent, probably the best team in the continent. So um, prices are high as suspected, but comparatively to Liverpool or they are reasonable. So I mean, no way for. I mean, it feels like a match like 2 days, right? Like you're gonna stack as much Munich as you can. You make a decision if you wanna pay $8,000 for Trent Alexander-Arnold, which I'm not gonna do for cash, but you know it's up to you. So I feel that most people are gonna go with two Bayern Munich forwards. And hope for the best. I mean, besides that, I mean, Alexis Sanchez is supposed to start. I'm not sure if he's going to. Um, I like him. He has some floor and 6,500, but it's against Liverpool. For 1,500 more, you can get Coman or Mueller. I mean, I don't like playing Mueller as usual, but Mueller is a guy that usually breaks the slate. So um, I'm gonna say for me, this slate is like let's get as much Munich as I can, and let's figure out if there is any value anywhere. So
Yeah, I mean that makes the most sense if we're looking at these matchups, from an outside perspective here. Like it makes more sense that the Liverpool Inter Milan game is going to be lower scoring.
yeah,
It's just the way these teams play.
yeah,
Uh, I mean, if you look at Inter Milan's previous results, they had a pretty big run of just clean sheets
Yep.
running through Serie A. I mean, that's slowed down a bit, but it doesn't seem like Inter Milan are gonna, have enough to win this matchup through two legs. But like, they're gonna want to keep things tight. They're not gonna want to run with Liverpool because if that happens, they're not gonna have a chance really. So, and I mean, we saw Inter Milan against Real Madrid in group stages. They lost 2-0, 1-0. The only reason Inter Milan are here are because they beat Shakhtar and Sheriff. So
Yep.
it's not like they had the toughest run to get here, but because of that, I just think they're just gonna try and keep things close here and hopefully not allow 3 goals at home or something in the first leg.
Yeah.
And looking at this other one, it just makes sense that there's going to be more goals. Salzburg, surprisingly, they actually have 3 wins out of 3 home matches in group stages. They beat Lille, Wolfsburg, and Sevilla, so it's pretty solid wins. Like
Yeah.
they're noticeably better at home. And the thing with Bayern Munich is,
Yeah, and you also like to see a team that is not depending on defense to play against Bayern Munich because that probably will be more open game. So
yeah, I mean, it's not like no one expects them to win. There's no pressure on them.
yep.
So, and this is their home match, and then you throw in Bayern Munich's just their struggles, I guess you could say. They're switching between 3 center backs. They're going back and forth here, and then they have Sven Ulreich is likely to start here because Neuer's out.
Yep.
Sven Ulreich has 2 starts this season. He allowed 4 goals last match in a loss,
Yep.
and a month ago allowed 2 goals in a loss to Gladbach. So Ulrich has 2 starts this season, 2 losses. I mean, I'm not saying Salzburg are going to win, but I think Salzburg are going to score. So I don't think this is like a Sporting Lisbon situation like on Tuesday where like you don't want really any of their guys going against Manchester City. I think there
Agree.
will be opportunities for Salzburg against Bayern Munich here. So that at least opens the table up to getting options. Maybe not in cash games, but definitely for GPPs. I think 1 or 2 goals are on the table for Salzburg though.
No, I agree. I think like again, just simple size of one, but Bochum put a lot of fantasy points as well. So if you look at the logs, I mean the set piece taker have decent points, and I mean they play a decent matchup, and Salzburg have decent prices for the set piece takers. They have under 4,000, I think, for Brendan Aronson. So it's something that I mean, it's not Casemiro. It might be a guy with a better floor. So just to think about that. So
Yeah,
I'm with you.
for
I like getting as much Salzburg. I mean, I want Munich. I'm probably gonna focus on that match, and then just if I can get because my problem is like I mean Liverpool is used, as we said yesterday about Manchester City. They play a little bit more conservative on the first matchup,
mhm.
so not to lose it, to keep it around. So I was just looking at numbers. I mean, I was saying before about TAA. If you look at the logs for TAA away from home in Champions League, the last in the group stage, he didn't score more than 8 points without the clean sheet. So, and then if you look at the last year Champions League, you don't have. I mean, you only have the Atletico Madrid game that they were losing, then they have to come back. Like Atletico scored earlier, but overall is a very you see very peasant uh, log.
Yeah.
So there is that 25 against Real Madrid, obviously, but I realize it 11. I guess FSM is I don't know what FSM is, but
That was Midtjylland.
Michelin, yeah, four
Yeah.
points. So well, he did. I don't. Did he even start? Yeah, he did start. So yeah, so it's kind of like I mean, paying 6,000 for a defender is okay. If we have 7,000 with a monopoly of set pieces, but now he's sharing with Robertson, and 8,000 is too much. Like we saw this weekend. I mean, I did not play him this weekend. I mean, it's just can play TA at 9,000 is just too much. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean there's a way this match, he does have a floor of 20, but like you're saying, it's not as likely as, home is
yeah,
kind of what it comes down to. Uh I mean, you're going through the list. I mean, he only played in one away match in group stages, which was against Atletico Madrid, so
yeah,
small sample size. And then last season, I don't know, Liverpool, all their injury issues. I'm not sure how much we want to put into,
yeah,
all those matches, but so like 8,000 is tough though, just because of that match, just in general, and like you want to spend
yeah.
on the Bayern Munich guys here. Just going through the list, like 10,000, Nabri 8,700, Sane 8,500, Coman 8,300, Mueller 8,100. Seems like you probably want two of those guys in cash games. Obviously, you want to
It's
look
only
at,
three. Yeah,
yeah, definitely. You want to look at formations that are coming out for this match, because like I said, they went back to their 4-2-3-1 last match, and that resulted in a 4-2 loss. I believe Upamecano was subbed off at the half because they weren't very good.
he
So I
was terrible.
think, yeah, so I think they're going to go back to like the 3-4-2-1, which has Serge Gnabry on the wing. And yeah, I was looking through some of those matches. Like it's really only two. Like they played Leipzig and then Hertha Berlin. uh,
Yeah,
I just found it so at Hertha Berlin a few weeks ago before the international break, they won 4-1. They had 19 shots on target. Hertha Berlin's goalkeeper made 14 saves. So like,
yeah,
so even though it's a different formation, like
yeah,
their attacking power is still there. Like
yeah,
there's no reason to fade them, even
yeah,
if it's changing formation or whatever. Like it's nothing to worry about, really, is what it comes down to.
yeah,
It's just determining what players you want to finish your lineup. And I guess we've concluded that you need Lewandowski, and then you kind of go from there.
yeah. And then you have your goalie too. So
Yeah, exactly. Get those 10 saves, and I think you're good.
yeah.
But
So
so
yeah, so that's my thing. So yeah, probably, you're gonna want to play three guys in the in that range. It's like Lewandowski and two more. So that's leave you very little salary to get a guy like TAA. Even Robertson at 6,000 might be pricey. Um, so but that's my thing. Like I think a forward, unless I mean, you can be contrarian and play Salah, but Salah is 9,000. Salah is much more expensive than Coman or Sané or Mueller. So Salah doesn't have set pieces. So it's just it's purely a goal play. I mean, Salah is great, but I don't know if it makes sense to play him. Sadio Mane, I mean, at 6,800, it's just hard to fix him in uh, when you rather play the Munich correlation. So, I feel like most lineups in cash are going to have two of the Bayern Munich guys. And I guess the differential is going to be the guy you don't play if he scores more points than the guy you play,
yeah,
right? If you don't play Mueller and Mueller goes nuts, and or Gnabry, as you mentioned, because Gnabry, playing as a central midfielder probably not as enticing. But if he's at three, he's at the 3-2-4-1. They put like all the guys at forward, like an old school MW. It's just it's just so enticing. Especially, I think he's taking some corners. Well, all of them take corners, but when Kimmich plays, it's
yeah,
mostly Kimmich show. So, which is it's another question. Like, do we go with the floor of Kimmich, or we just try to get someone else because it's not going to be enough? But it's hard with Kimmich has 7,000 not to play him, right? So
yeah. That's the first thing I saw is Kimmich. He's the 10 pointer there, and then if he gets an assist, like he's coming
yeah,
close to 20 right there, and for 7,000.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
So the cash move is Bayern Munich, but what would be the GPP move? Would you go, like, would you think like Dzeko and but I mean, it makes more sense that Salah, Jota, like the Liverpool guys, because in GPPs, like people are still they're going to have the Bayern Munich guys, so everyone else is going to be
Yeah.
lower owned. So it kind of is go Liverpool, go Inter Milan kind of thing, and I guess
I don't know. I mean, I'm honestly what you say before resonated to me. I mean, I'm higher on Salzburg scoring goals than on Inter Milan scoring goals.
okay,
It just feel. I mean, Liverpool feels like it's such a machine these days. When Van Dijk back, it's hard to score goals on them. And Alisson is a great goalkeeper. Um, the other problem you have with Inter is Inter has so many forwards. They change it all the time. Like Checo and Lautaro are probably the starters, but if Joaquin Correa is healthy, Alexis Sanchez is healthy, now they go Felipe Caicedo. So they never let their guys play more than 60, 70 minutes,
yeah,
especially Checo. Checo is what, like 35, 36 years old. So I like I mean Checo, but it's like it's like Liverpool. Inter is not going to be on top of Liverpool, and it's just I mean Lautaro might be better choice, but if you're gonna play, how much is Lautaro? 55. I mean, I like Lautaro. I like Adeyemi better, if you ask me. So I think carrying Adeyemi at that price, if Liverpool, I mean, as you mentioned, Bayer has a lot of problems in defense, and we have seen Salzburg can attack. So, I mean, if you're gonna go crazy on JPP, I mean, go with Adeyemi, and and in that case, just play more of the guys. I don't know. Like, it feels like everybody's gonna have Bayer either in GPP or cash, and if your buyer guys do better than their buyer guys, do the win, and if your differential, which is instead of being Robertson is at a gem, he scores more points, you win. So, I mean, I'm with you. I think Salzburg might be better than Inter, but there's only two matches. There's so many players you can pick. So,
yeah. Do you think the move is so go with those three Bayern Munich guys, and then like your fourth midfielder slash forward is a Salzburg guy?
I like that. I like that. I like. I mean,
We have Adeyemi at 5,800. We have Okafor at 5,100, and then you can keep going down. Aaronson's 4,700. Seawald is he's coming back from injury, probably not going to play full 90, but he's
yeah,
3,800.
yeah,
Like they also split set pieces, so maybe there's going to be a couple set pieces for some of these guys.
yeah.
But
I like those guys. Marcelo Brozovic is safe for cash at 3,500. I think if you need salary, I like Capaldo for upside if he starts, obviously, and 3,000. Um, but yeah, I mean, it feels that it's just hard to like. I mean, I like Hakan at 6,500, but it's Liverpool, so I know he's gonna have some set pieces, but we have seen Hakan having some dots, so I don't. I don't know. Barella can play suspended, so Barella is a big missing piece for Inter. So
yeah,
I don't know. I think uh, maybe I don't know how much is Thiago. I think Thiago is forward still, so which whatever. But like those.
no, he's midfield slash forward, and he's 5,000. It's like
Oh,
he has a price decrease for some
yeah,
reason.
yeah. So yeah, I think I like Seawald. I mean, Aronson might be on the pricey side, but Seawald or Capaldo is not bad. I think Brozovic might be a decent play for getting 6 points, and just try to win it elsewhere if you want to spend on defense. But it feels it's like, hey, let's put as much Bayern as you can attacking, and then in defense try to get lucky. I don't know. It feels that
Yeah, I
that
just
it's
realized.
complicated, right? It's just
Yeah,
complicated.
yeah, I kind of like if we were just going for four. Well, I guess not even forwards. I just assumed Okafor was listed as a forward because he plays as a forward, but he
Yeah,
actually plays as a midfielder. He's listed as a midfielder. Sorry.
yeah,
So I guess technically it doesn't matter because all those Bayern Munich guys are dual eligibility here. So,
yeah.
but preference wise, I kind of like you're getting Okafor for 5,100. It seems
Yeah.
like he's more likely to play longer. At least that's what happening in group stages.
Yep.
Overall, like it's the production from those guys is hit or miss. You don't know like who it. They were kind of off and on every
Yep.
match for who was scoring and whatnot. So I'd rather take the price savings there with Okafor, but I think both those guys are viable just because of price and because of the game. So
Agree. I agree. I agree with you there.
just looking at I guess we can slightly move to midfield here. I mean, we've already talked about Kimmich here, but I mean, if you got Kimmich at 7,000, I don't know, you're saving more than 1,000 on him than like if you do two of Nabri, Sane, Coman, and Mular. I guess
Yeah.
that's the move in cash pay in cash
Yeah.
games. That's it.
For
Just
definitely for cash. Yeah. Yeah. Is it gonna be cash? It's like try to fix as many. I mean, even they say Tolisso is gonna play. You can even try to fix him. He might be a differential too. 5,000 seems pricey. So so yeah, I mean, it's just Kimmich. Kimmich seems to be a better play than for floor. Sometimes for upside too. Since he has an assist there, um, than Coman or Gnabry. I mean, definitely. I don't know, like between Gnabry, Coman, and Sané. My favorite is probably Sané, but I think it's the most expensive one. So,
Gnabry's 200 more than he is. So
Gnabry's more because yeah. I guess he's had better locks.
I
But
think
now, yeah,
is Sane more likely to go a full 90 than those guys? I think that might be at least that's been the case in recent
yeah,
matches. So I mean
yeah.
that's
He's
something.
yeah, he's and he when when they play with the three at the back, he plays more like a in the middle. So I guess yeah. I mean, lately he has been going further than the other two.
Yeah, if you're just looking at the floor on the cheat sheet, like Sane his floor is lower, but like if he plays in the central role, it seems like he's taking more shots
Yep,
while like the numbers don't really change for Coman and Gnabry, even though they're playing more on the wings
yep.
and this 3-4-2-1, like it's not like they're crossing more. Uh, it seems like Sane is, he's seems like he's a better player, really.
Yep, I think so. I like San, especially also. I'm afraid. I mean, Kingsley Coman. It's in my mind is an injury risk. Is for some reason I feel like Robin and when he was playing and Coman, they were always like great plays, and then after 15-20 minutes they have some kind of muscular problem. But
I mean, that's
not
that's happened a few times over the last couple of years, so.
yeah. So yeah, so no, that's the thing, right? So it's just a matter of like, hey, I get three Bayern guys and then fill the lineup with the rest. I mean, you're gonna see. I mean, the rest of midfielders is just. I mean, I like Perisic. I think he might do well, but for that price, it's just well. I mean, I'd rather go with the upside of either Yemi or Okafor. Um, for floor, I can see Brozovic, but I don't think he takes many set pieces when Chalkanoglu is playing. So you're also at a player with a very very low floor and with no upside. It's just might as well play a center back that might score a goal. So you know,
Yeah, I noticed if Arturo Vidal starts, I noticed he's now at 4,500 because I believe it was during group stages he was,
yeah, he went nuts
3,000
one day.
minimum price, and then he scored, and I,
Yeah,
I remember he definitely won a couple slates there.
yeah, yeah. He went nuts once. So yeah, so yeah, it's a matter of like like at the bottom. I mean, maybe Seawald or Capaldo, any of those Salzburg guys. It might give you some the upside you need instead of like relying on Brozovic 6 points or if I mean 6 points are nothing to be sad about. It might help you get you into the cash line, especially against those guys. Then go a little bit riskier, but I don't I don't know. It feels that. might be better to go and pick a decent midfielder and then just go cheap in defense. If you're not going to go with TAA and Robertson, or not, obviously not TAA, it's a matter of like, well, is there any cheap defenders? So
Yeah, I definitely don't want to like it just doesn't seem like 3,500 for Brozovic. His like he has, 5-point floor, but I don't know how much does that mean when like the Bayern Munich match could have 5 or 6 goals. Like I don't
yeah,
think that's gonna be
yeah,
like I'd rather have like a Seawald right there
yep,
or
yeah.
like I don't know how many people are gonna look at Fabinho, but he's scored in 3 of his last 4.
Yeah, Fabinho's been great, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He just keeps finding his way somehow off corners or just, getting the ball outside of the box. But it's yeah, it just seems like Seawald or if the chance that Capaldo starts,
yep.
like it just seems like those guys, even if 90's not going to be there, like I'd rather have 4 points and some upside than 6 points and no
And
upside. Like,
exactly, and
yeah,
I'm with you there. Yeah, same with you, and it feels that like especially if you like I'm right now, even for cash, I feel more comfortable playing a defense on Joel Matip. I don't know. I mean, Upamecano probably is not going to start, but if Upamecano starts at 2,600, I can play those two guys. I can play the Salzburg goalie and then just load on Bayern Munich. So,
I
uh,
think you could even go like similar to Tuesday. We had the cheap Manchester City guys, but we also have the cheap Liverpool defenders
yeah,
here. Kanate's 2,500 if he starts.
I'll be his start. Yeah,
Matip, yeah, Matip's 2,600. Van Dijk's 2,800. Like these guys, I feel like Van Dijk was just 4,000 in Premier League, and it's not like
Van
Inter
Dijk's like a
Milan
beast.
or
Yeah, yeah, Van Dijk's a beast. I like Van
yeah.
Dijk at 2,800. I didn't see it was that low. I saw he was like up to 3,000, 4,000. That's nice. Yeah, yeah, and if obviously Joel Matip's not bad. So for me, it's like if you because the rest of the players are, I don't know if Matteo Darmian is going to play. I don't know how much is he. I don't think he is playing, right? It's like
Yeah,
it's
it's either
Dumfries.
him or Dumfries there.
Yeah, Dumfries at 4.3 seems a lot, and especially he hasn't done anything against really normal teams. So this is Liverpool, so I won't trust Dumfries. Um,
Yeah, basically, it's if Bayern Munich do their three-man back line, Pavard and Hernandez have been center backs. They're
yeah,
basically unplayable right there.
yeah, they are unplayable at those prices. I'd rather go. Yeah, that's to me. It's like I think, say, hey, I'm not gonna if in defense, if I don't play the Liverpool guys, I'm just gonna go cheap Liverpool or cheap Bayern. I mean, at least those guys have some goal upside. I might just give me 3 4 points, and then I can compensate having all the money to maybe get four Bayern Munich guys. I don't know if you can do four. You might be able to. I just don't have the lineup build here, but you have like 8,000 times 324 plus the 10,000. So those are 34. So you have 50, well, let's say 15, 14,000 goalie is like 3,000. Yeah, you can probably do that and then get a 3 4,000 other guys. So I think that would. I mean, and it sounds crazy saying this for cash. And maybe you play Robertson at 6,000. Robertson is acceptable. I feel. And um, um, you know,
Yeah, it seems like you just bashed every defender outside of a couple center backs.
yeah. It seems that I mean, and you even look at your cheat sheet. It's like the floor is all red, like 3 4 points for 4,000. I mean, I might as well just go to the bottom and use the money elsewhere.
Yeah, I'm just looking at some crossing numbers from prior matches here against Inter Milan. Yeah, like not a ton. Carvajal and Mendy had one combined cross against Inter Milan. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously this isn't one-to-one comparison, but
yeah,
they don't allow a ton of work. So,
yeah.
It's definitely worrying if you're looking to spend 8,000 on Alexander Arnold.
Yeah.
I guess even if you do, like you're kind of taken away from one of the Bayern Munich guys.
Yep.
I guess that's the entire thing with that, because you're either looking at the three Bayern Munich guys, or you're looking at maybe two and then Alexander Arnold.
Yep.
So you either want, maybe 10 floor points, or hope for the assist with Alexander Arnold to get up to 20, because
Yeah.
any of those Bayern Munich guys could hit 20, hit 30 even, like if this
Yeah.
match
We didn't
really
get goals.
yeah, if this match really gets out of hand. So it just doesn't seem like the Inter Milan Liverpool match is going to get out of hand, I guess.
Yeah. Another good thing that I forgot to mention, now that you're saying the names, is like, let's say Bayern Munich plays with Coman, Sané, Gnabry, and Mueller. There is no replacement. They have to go 90, all of them. I mean, who else is healthy than can play in those positions? Chopomotin? No.
Well,
Uh,
I mean,
Musiala, maybe?
they put Choupo-Moting came in 64th minute on Sunday, replaced Mueller. Sabitzer came in, replaced Coman, 75th minute. So it, you
Yeah,
know,
but
it depends. I guess it depends,
yeah,
what's going on in the match.
yeah.
Because
Obviously,
otherwise,
no. They got. I mean, if they are winning easy, they're going to replace him. But if they are not, I don't. I feel like there is a, like, before is you have Sané on the sidelines waiting for either Coman or Gnabry, so you don't know which one to pick. Muller is upside; he's going to start playing, and it's usually that means 60 minutes for the winger. Now, I mean, it depends on what they play. Obviously, I think Gnabry might be a sub risk because, as you mentioned, Sabitzer can play midfielder. So if they need to switch to a 3 to 4 in the back, Sabitzer is a guy that can play by Kimmich, and he hasn't done much yet, but it's something that he can do. I mean, Goretzka still no healthy. Tolisso is going to start supposedly, so we'll see.
yeah,
So anyhow, I mean, it's just yeah,
I'd say Coman's the biggest sub risk
yeah,
if that's something you're worried about. But I mean, I don't know. I was just gonna say there's a chance, this game's 5-1 and nothing happens in the final 15 minutes. So it's not like being a sub risk actually matters.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. No, I mean, it's and there is a. I feel there's a lower probability on this slate than the Inter Liverpool goes out of hand compared to Real Madrid PSG, when one goal can make things change, right?
yeah,
Like, I feel these two teams, Inter and Liverpool, are going to play their game no matter what. Liverpool usually plays the counter. If they score a goal early, they're going to keep playing the same style. And Inter is not like Inter can just go all in. Liverpool can kill you at the counter. They have Mane and Salah, and they're just amazing at what they do. So good luck, guys. There's not much to pick. Pick Bayern Munich and hope for the best, I guess.
yeah. Unfortunately, on our cheat sheets, we do not have goalkeeper pricing, but I think we can reasonably guess here. I'd
Yeah,
say Ulrich might be 5,700. Probably don't want him.
yeah,
Um, Alisson maybe 54, 5,500.
yeah,
Handanovic, what, 4,800, and then
yeah,
the Salzburg guy, Philip Cohn, probably 4,000, sub 4,000, thirty-eight
yeah.
hundred maybe.
Let's see. So yeah, so it's their RBS are 3,700, I think. Yes, and then you have Allison is 51, Neuer 58, Ulrich is 58 too. Um, I don't know if this number is going to change, and then Handana, which is 43. So the cheapest is sub 4, as you mentioned. So
Huh, okay. Yeah, so I mean, if you're getting 51 for Alisson, like if for some reason you have money, like
yeah,
maybe
I
that's
like
where I
that. Yeah,
go. But it seems like Cohn, Salzburg's goalie may be the way to go. Uh,
yeah. He
just
seemed
that
to solve it.
14,
Yeah,
the 14 save performance is just in my head right now. So I'm thinking that that's just gonna be a repeat performance of that.
yeah. No, I'm with you. I think that you pose a good question. Like, Allison is fifth, let's say 5100. Con is 3700. So you have a 1800 difference. If you look at the defenders, say, well, I'm gonna go from Van Dijk to whoever is 1800 more, which is, let's say, is 4600. 4600 is nobody. I mean, it's not like, oh, I can get Robertson and Salzburg goalkeeper. I can get Allison, Van Dijk, right? So there's no one that I like to play on that range. So in that case, you say, well, if I do Allison, if they do well, he can get 10 points, maybe some safe. So it's not a bad question to, but as you mentioned, Con can have hundreds of saves, and maybe RBS wins the match, and you got so many points for peripherals for everybody. So
Yeah, I don't know how much you want to put into it, but Cone had only 6 saves in 6 group stage matches. Some
yeah,
of that is Sevilla, Wolfsburg, and Lille. So
yeah,
that's
yeah,
not Bayern Munich, but
yep,
it's something. It's the way teams play, how they if they want to allow shots, if they don't want to allow shots,
yep,
and this isn't. If this was Burnley, Nick Pope would probably have 15 saves, but
yep.
that's
They
not that's
probably
not
have
how
15 say.
that's not how Salzburg plays. So, it that may have that may be something that may force you out of having Cone here.
Yep,
Just the lack of saves there. But
yeah.
uh, what
I
how
don't
many?
like.
Oh,
Yeah, I
all
don't like
right,
Ulrich, yeah, but
no, yeah,
5700, 5800 actually.
it just seems like he's going to allow a goal and make 1 or 2 saves. It doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like can go either the boring 10, or you get the -3, or the 2 points with the win and a goal allowed. So yeah, I don't know. As you mentioned before, I don't trust Ulrich. I think that it's hard to pay 6,000 for someone that might get to 10 points when you can pay. I think Robertson have a better chance to get to 10 points with upside at 6,000. So if you compare those two players, I feel so. I'm the Allison part. I It's kind of interesting to me just because I can't find a defender I like for in the 4,000 range. That was usually the trade
Yeah,
off I usually make. Do I go with the cheapest guy and play a better defender, or gotta go with the one that is mid price, or might have a win, and I go with the cheaper defender, and I made those trade off. I think this case is a good trade off because I mean I don't see any difference between playing Van Dyke or playing Denzel Dumfries, which is so.
yeah. It's an ugly slate for defenders. That's that's kind of what we're getting at here. Going further for Ulreich, just a 32% clean sheet chance here, compared to Ederson. I think he was 46 or 48 for Tuesday, and it's basically the same price. So why would you spend on Ulreich here in this position? Like
Wow,
if you're just
that's
looking
low.
if you're looking at clean sheet odds, Alisson's at 27.5. He's almost at the same, and if you can get him at 5,100.
That is amazing. Only 30%. Wow.
Yeah.
So Salzburg my score, guys. Hey,
They're at 1.16. That's the implied goal total. So
hey, that's amazing. I mean, that puts it in perspective, man. I think, yeah, Ulrich is too risky. Um, yeah, Con or Allison. I don't think I will. I don't even like Handanovic. I mean, Handanovic might be have some saves, but I don't. I don't know. I feel that Liverpool is very clinical with their shots, and
most of the
unless
time.
yeah, but it's just a matter of like, is the away team is the favorite away team on the first match? So it's not a, I mean, they're not going to try to lead it up. I mean, unless something happens, right? Like they go down 2-0 or something like that, and they have to come back. It's just, I feel those teams just try to get one goal sometimes, or just keep the game, they keep the clean sheet, and just take care of business at home. So
Yeah. All right. I think that's all we got here.
yeah,
We did it all. So that was Wednesday's 2 game slate at DraftKings, and we are it's going to be 100%, 100% on Lewandowski. And I don't know who our next guy was.
Kimmich probably close to 80, 90, I think.
Kimmich. Okay, I'm gonna point out. Let's go with Okafor. Let's say Okafor scores. All right, let's do that. He'll be in my lineups, and hopefully we'll get that goal.
All right. My guy is gonna be Virgil van Dijk. That's it.
All right. All right, 28, 2,900. I mean, he's probably gonna be in my lineups too. So
Yeah, so that's the guy. I'm hoping for a goal so I can print.
that'll be an unassisted goal is what we want. We don't want the Robertson or
Yeah. Oh,
Alexander
no,
Arnold
yeah, it's
assist. Yeah,
one of those pinpoints, like hit some once and then he put it inside. So yeah.
yeah. There you go. Easy enough.
All
All
right, mate.
right. If you've been listening or watching on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. Subscribers help us out here on YouTube. Listen on podcast form, same thing, same deal. Luis, you're at Pacheco on Twitter. I am at Zdroik. That's it. If you're watching this and didn't watch Tuesday's show, we have that. That's also on our YouTube. It's also in the feed, so check that out. And Luis, we'll see you sometime in the future, depending if you win this million or not. Depends if Van Dijk gets this million.
You'll see me. Hopefully, this after taxes, what I can pay the mortgage, I guess, and
after taxes, I don't know. You're in Florida, so the taxes won't be as much, right?
yeah. Well, Atlanta, but yeah, taxes are not that bad, but still. Well, maybe I just run away. I might move to the Cayman Islands or something. We'll see.
There you go. A good strategy.
All right, mate.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. Luis, thanks for joining me.
Hey, no problem. Hey, guys, good luck to everybody. Happy with you guys taking second and taking first,
Exactly.